This is the Big O Show. 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 This
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura Integra. $289 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines. #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2024 Acura ZDX, $299 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. It's a happy Monday. Dolphins win, right? So it's a happy Monday. The Panthers beat some Winnipeg ass. Inter Miami. Well, I'm sorry. That's right. They're not there anymore. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Assumed. Anyway, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well out there on Monday. We're all Satoshi. Damn it. So it's all good. It's all good right now. The playoff hopes are still alive. For those of you that are still believing, it's a good thing. We got a lot of Dolphin topics to talk about today on the show, so that's good. Ira Winderman is for tomorrow. We have moved that for because of traveling and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they play today, right? Is it today? Yes, right, Philly. So then we'll talk about, everything over the weekend. They lost to the Pacers yesterday, so not a surprise, really. So we'll get Ira tomorrow here on the show. So we'll have that. Got a bunch of stuff. The Better Than Ezra concert was fantastic on Friday. That was a lot of fun at the Parker Playhouse. That was really, really cool. Really enjoyed myself and the wife too. Actually, some of her coworkers were actually there too. They're big fanatics of Better Than Ezra, but they were awesome. And actually saw a listener there that I met. So pretty cool. Great show, man. Great show. Really had a good time. What else did I do over the weekend? Oh, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. That whatever. I was at a concert. I had better things to do. But after the concert, I went to Taco Craft. And right there on US 1 it's right by Broward Boulevard. It's in between Broward and Sunrise. There's a Taco Craft there. And I went there with the wife. And so I put on my phone Netflix. And the fight was just starting at that moment. So we watched it and watched some of it. And watched it there. And then I watched the rest of it in the car driving home. And whatever, man. I mean, he fought an old man. The funniest part about it all to me was so many of you live in the past. Like, you think, oh, Tyson's going to kill him. And it's like, no, Tyson can't kill anybody anymore. Not somebody half his age. He might kill me, but he's not going to kill a kid like Jake Paul, who now trains, who is legit, who's built up. I mean, his body's built up, bro. He's got a neck like a middle linebacker from the 70s. Okay, so, I mean, the kid has built himself up so he can have that armor to take on those hits. And this is an old man. That's what Mike Tyson is. An old man. And the fact that so many of you were suckered when that slap happened, you could tell Mike put into that slap and it didn't do shit to the kid. And right there, I saw it, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be a joke of a fight because the old man can't do any kind of damage. And Jake after said, I saw the cuts after, on social media. He kind of, took it easy on him. I kind of believe that, by the way. I think he probably could have damaged Mike more if he really wanted to and wanted to pressure Mike. Mike was slow, very hittable. And he was not going to do a lot of damage to Jake Paul at this point in time. But it's this is the worst part about my job right here, that I was forced to watch that shit because I have to do this. And there'll be people that talk about it just like they were just fools that were thinking that Mike Tyson is back in the 80s or something, and all of a sudden he's going to be, Iron Mike from those days, and one punch and he knocks you out. When I don't know, some of you, I guess you have short-term memory or something, but you forget how Mike would struggle with mediocre fighters towards the end of his career and when he was kind of hanging on and all that. What do you expect him at 58? Come on, man. So it was just it was a joke. It was a joke that they could steal. But God bless Jake Paul, because that is the ultimate con job. I would think that Jimmy Butler owns the ultimate con job, but he is second to Jake Paul. And how Jake Paul just, handpicks these tomato cans, and, they're all taking paydays. And I saw Mike Tyson's release after. Again, I have the worst part about this is I have to follow this, and I have to actually come up with something to talk about with this. But I'll take the angle that I want to take, which is what this is a joke. And Mike Tyson says, this is one of those situations when you lost, but still won, which is very true. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time. I almost died in June, had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in hospital, had to fight to get healthy to fight, so I won. To have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboys stadium is an experience no man has the right to ask for. Thank you. Hashtag Paul-Tyson. Tyson wrote on his X account, acknowledging an ulcer flare-up during a cross-country flight in May that delayed his fight in June. So, anyway, Dave Portnoy, by the way, I love Dave. He's a trip. From Barstool, although I would love to help him with crypto, because boy, he has zero patience with it. He says, I'm the classic torture chamber where I can tell if my internet keeps going out, whether Netflix is just constantly buffering and unwatchable for everybody, Portnoy wrote on his X account. So the reports are in. Netflix wasn't ready for this. This is unwatchable. Credit to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson for pulling off one of the great cons of the century. I should have put $10 million on Jake, not because he's good, but because he fought a senior citizen. I would say everybody involved should be ashamed, but I'd take the money too if I could. Tyson Paul, Portnoy added in another post. So, and he's right. It's a joke. It's stealing money. We're idiots for watching this. By the way, Sean, was your Netflix going out during the fight of Tyson Paul? Because I know you said that there were internet problems throughout the broadcast, but I did not watch. I only watched the fight. That's it. Like a ladies fight, the end of the ladies fight, we left it on there in the restaurant, and we weren't watching, we weren't paying attention because okay, whatever. And then we waited for the main fight to start. Go ahead.
The interesting part was on my TV, because everybody wanted to watch it, it was buffering a lot of issues. On my tablet, it would buffer real quick and then come back. But on the TV, it would buffer a lot longer.
Because after you mentioned it, I thought about it. My phone never buffered once during the fight.
I've heard people say they watched on their phone, didn't have an issue. It seems like it was the ones that were going on the smart TVs. If you have Netflix on there, it seems like it was more the TV issues than looking at the pictures that were coming in. All of them were from TVs. It looks like smart TVs. So
yeah, because I watched it there at the restaurant at Taco Craft, and then I was watching and walking out to the car, and then my wife drove, and I watched it as we were driving home, and I thought about it. It never buffered one time on my phone. So I was trying to wonder what was the buffering? Was it during the broadcast earlier or something, or was it during the?
Oh, no, it was the whole fight. The whole fight, it kept doing it.
Okay, all right, well,
all the way through.
Okay, well, I got lucky then, or unlucky, however you want to look at it. I mean, I was
real quick. Oh, hold on a minute.
Which not the worst thing in the world, by the way.
Oh, hold on a minute. Juan Mendoza's saying your mic sounds staticky. You sound perfect to me. Is anybody else having that issue before? Because I don't have that issue. I hear him fine.
Let me see. Let me go on the iPad here. See? I don't have that issue. Let me see. Let me go on the iPad here. See? Let me see. Let me go on the. Oh, we got the echo, but it doesn't sound.
Now?
That's right now. It trails a little bit, a couple seconds. You know, when you on the stuff
Tomorrow,
on the iPad.
this Baseballs thing, we could do it. Is that now? Right now? No.
I don't know. Is the mic sound good? Sound is crackled. Okay. All right,
You sound clear to me. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I mean,
well, you know what? Give me 30 seconds. Give me a quick break here. Let me see what I can do.
A minute.
Yeah.
We are.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
How about now? I don't know. Tell me. Oh, what do we do? Any better? Are we good? Are we good? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, say, can you see? No? Yes? Bad? Good? Good? Way better? Okay.
You're saying way better. I don't hear any difference at all, but okay. All right. I'm glad it's better.
We're here to please, you know? So
100%.
There you go. Thank you. If it works better this way, then okay. Sounds fine. Okay, we're all good. Thank you all out there. Appreciate you. But anyway, so the fight didn't buffer for me at all. And it sucked, and it was a hell of a ripoff. But I just hope I don't have to be tortured again for it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm hoping for. That's all. And Solana's over $243. It's up 4%. Tell you. Chainlink is up nearly 6%. Polkadot is up nearly 5%, getting to $6. Some guy was concerned about Polkadot the other day. Hedera up 38% over 12 cents. This mother was all the way down to 4 and 5 cents just recently. So that's like a 3x from there, bitch. It's up 38.3%. We've been telling you about Hedera hash graph for a few years now. So if you bought over time and lowered your price, like a few of us, you are loving life with the hash graph right now. I think it's at 12 cents. I am not a financial advisor. But I would not be surprised if this thing goes to $2. So that's just me. It's 12 cents right now, and it's pumped well. But that's just me. I don't know anything. I'm not a financial advisor. Algorand up almost 14% for you all out there. I like it. Polygon up near 4%. That's minor movement. It needs to move a lot more to get excited about Polygon. VeChain up 9%. Not bad. Finally moving. VeChain's been nearly dead for a long time. XRP up 6%. It's up to $1.14. So there you go. Moving. Render is moving. It's 11%. Theta 12%. We got some movers and some shakers, baby. It's good to see. Good to see the market moving. I like it. And Bitcoin, by the way, is at 90,759. It has found a floor right now at 90,000. And MicroStrategy has just announced, by the way, just in case if you think you're like, oh, I'm too late on Bitcoin. And first of all, Mara is now converting $700 million of notes to buy Bitcoin. And MicroStrategy just acquired 51,780 Bitcoin for $4.6 billion. Okay. The supply is going this way on the exchanges. It's at a negative. Okay. All right. So I'm just saying, if you think you're late, again, I don't know anything. It's at 90,000. It's going to 11x from here by 2030. In the next 5 years, Bitcoin will 11x from right here. So 5 years from now, when we're doing the show and we told you, hey, we're approaching $1 million, just like we'll be hitting 100,000 maybe this week or next week. One of the two. Maybe this week. Maybe this week we hit 100,000. So, just saying. Just saying. Anyway, so we got some stuff. Had a good weekend with Better Than Ezra. Hedera. Solana. Good weekend. Good weekend. Can't complain. Can't complain. And remember, folks, please smash the hell out of the like button. We need that. Smash it, smash it, smash it. It gets the algorithm going. It tells others about the show. Please share the show. Share the links. All that good stuff. Sharing is caring. And, of course, you can make a donation on the show. Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. You can use the QR codes on Cash App or Venmo. The address is Cash Big O Show, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Okay? Appreciate you all out there. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir, for the donation on Venmo as always. Appreciate you. You, sir, have a great week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, Ho Yoon is a rock here on the show. Thank you, sir. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. What else do we have to talk about here? We have Steve Chapman. Don't care about anything negative about the game. Happy with the win. And that's how we have to look at it, man. I was talking about this on the post-game show. We have to come to the realization that the Dolphins are not a Picasso. And so they're going to have their issues, but they win, and at least they keep the season interesting. The stuff that some of you want, oh, let's get rid of this person, fire that, and all that none of that's going to happen anyway. So stop already with that, okay? So let's just get on the bandwagon of let's be fans and just hope for the best. So now you've got the Patriots. Let's hope for a win. And then things start to get really interesting. And if you have graduated, then, you'll start winning those other types of games. Okay? San Fran's 5-5. I mean, if you've graduated, find ways to beat the Green Bays and the San Frans and the Texans of the world. That's what you're going to have to do. So we'll find out. Now, the one thing that, and, well, wow, they just minted 1 billion USDT on Tether. Tether treasury on Ethereum. Whoo, doggy. That means big movement is coming. Anyway, so I want you guys to think about this now, okay? Because one of the real cool things that's happening right now, okay, while the chicks dig the long ball and everybody loves the home runs, right? There's other things that come with the game, right? And the Dolphins, the first 2 years or a year and a half, were known for that really explosive offense and big time plays and all that. And it started drying up last year towards the end, and it's dried up all this year, right? But the cool thing is that Mike McDaniel has now shown much more dedication to the run than he did his first 2+ years. The good thing is that Mike McDaniel has shown now a tendency to use the tight end more than he did the first 2+ years. Those things are incredible positives in itself. Now, let me frustrate you a little bit here as a Dolphins fan, because this is how we live, unfortunately. What if Mike McDaniel played like that from day one? What if he was, and we all wanted it, to run the ball more? Because he came from that system. He was the running coordinator. As I was telling a prominent NFL person on Saturday that I was hanging out with, I was at Trump Hollywood. That's where they were at, and they invited me over, a bunch of folks and a couple NFL people that I talked to, and they were at the Trump Hollywood. By the way, it's a nice hotel. We're in a cabana facing the ocean. It was really, really nice. A really nice Saturday afternoon. But anyway, so it's just funny that I was at a Trump property. So we were talking about it, and we were talking about all this stuff and what was going on. And you look at, he's a running coordinator, and he didn't run the ball. And now you're running the ball. You maybe could have kept Tua healthier by running more. That way he's throwing a little less and he's holding on to the ball a little less, and there's less risk of him. What he did yesterday in the first half when he held on to the ball and he fumbled and he almost lost it. It's like, yo, dude, wake up. You cannot do that. Now, there were a couple of times where he was scrambling and he got away from the fray and he was able, to make some stuff off script, which is great. That's what you want to do. But once you're inside the pressure cooker, you need to get rid of that football. And he didn't do that there. But my point is, those kind of moments you want to avoid. You want to avoid any kind of injuries too. And you want to have a healthier passing game. And you have a healthier passing game by having a healthy running game. And what if he was using the tight ends also from the get-go? Gesicki is productive with Cincinnati. Gesicki was productive with Flo. Again, I'm not here to defend Gesicki and tell you he's the greatest in sliced bread. I'm just telling you a stubborn coach refused to play the way he's playing now. And he could have played like that last year and in the first year. And there were times, you and I know it, there were games where the running game was looking, oh my God. And there were moments like the Green Bay game, like the Buffalo game. There were moments where you were running people over and you were gouging them for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 yards. And then all of a sudden you just stopped and you became pass happy again. And look what the league has done to you. Here's the other thing. Because you've been so pass happy, okay? Because you've been so pass happy, they now have put that shell there. If you would have mixed things up from the get-go and been a run-oriented team that can be explosive off of it, they wouldn't be able to do that now. But now, but this because they're like, no, dude, you're gonna have to run to beat us. You're gonna have to, do the short passing. And by the way, when you have an accurate passer, like a Breeze, like a Tua, like a Tom Brady, like a Peyton Manning, Tua's made for this. So if you think the quarterbacks of the past for the Dolphins, they can't do those kind of things because they can't be precise consistently like that for a length of time. They're going to make mistakes. The Tuas of the world, the Breezes of the world, the guys that are deadly accurate constantly, Brady used to do it all the time. He used to kill you with short passes all the time. It was frustrating, but he's deadly accurate. And so when you know ball placement and you can do it, Tua can do this. This is fantastic. I have no problem with it. What I have a problem with is, man, I wish you would have done this earlier. This might have saved some injuries. This might have improved your offense. This also would have improved you as a coach. Because a lot of us, like myself, wouldn't have already lost faith in you. And I've already lost faith in Mike McDaniel. There were things yesterday that he did also that I wasn't happy with. But whatever. I mean, they got the win. But I really sit there and I go, what if you played more like this style mixed in with the high-powered passing game from the get-go? What if you dedicated yourself when you had your opportunity to the run? What if you dedicated yourself to the tight ends you had that you acquired, right? You got here, Gesicki was here, they signed them for that one-year deal, and then you just refused to use him because you're not a good enough coach to figure out how to use him. But in Cincinnati, they can figure out how to use him. Brian Flores and a staff that doesn't know shit about offense figured out a way to use him. That, to me, those are the things that kind of stand out of this, that I like to see how they've adjusted. I really like this. But I just wish you would have done this earlier, man. I wonder what kind of team you would have been. Maybe you would have picked up a couple of extra victories the last couple of years. Maybe you could have picked up a couple of extra victories this year. Because as we know, they're sitting there, at 4-6. They easily could be 8-2 right now. Easily 8-2. It's that, to me, that's the frustrating thing, is if the way they're playing now, if that was your influence from the get-go, how much more different would you be as a team? Personally, for Tua Tagovailoa, how much more healthier could he have been with a more dedicated passing game, a running game, and a dedicated to the tight end, which those are quick decisions. You're not sitting back there for several seconds to throw to the tight end. That is happening fresh off the line of scrimmage. So rarely you're going to get hit or touched. Keeps him upright, keeps him healthy. To me, that's what while I like to see the adjustment they've made, I just say 2.5 years too late. You know what I'm saying? Now you're doing it out of desperation. You're not doing it because it's in your DNA. And what you've shown me in your DNA is that you'll be irresponsible and you'll play that crazy-ass offense. And now the NFL's finally caught up to you. You know? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, man, I wish they would have played like this a lot earlier. I think the results would have been a lot better. All right, let's see. Gus is in. One-Eyed Jack. I didn't see any adjustments to try and cover Bowers. Yeah, that's we all talked about the Jalen Ramsey thing yesterday on the post-game show. They felt like they didn't need to use Jalen Ramsey permanently on him. I would have done that. Maybe we talked about this. Maybe Weaver, if you put Jalen Ramsey on Bowers, maybe he wasn't happy with everybody else and trying to adjust, because it'll be, if you put Ramsey on Bowers, then does the rest of the defense play zone-like, or do you go completely man? And then that kind of, it starts to kind of change things up a little bit. And that's why maybe he doesn't trust his people to do the switching that you have to do if you have to play more zone because of that. These are things that, Kohu is more of a man-on-man guy, not a zone guy. These are things I cannot answer. And that's the only thing I can think of, that if he had Ramsey just follow the tight end, then the coverage after that, how does it switch? Is it man on man on one side of the field? Is it zone on the other? Is it zone all the way across? I don't know. And does he trust them to make those mental adjustments? And that's the part that I cannot answer. But I would have liked to have seen Jalen Ramsey cover the tight end because that's kind of what he is. And, you know, we talked about this. While they move him around, yeah, but like, okay, this is supposed to be the guy you put to like shut this down, like, you know, used to do with Deion Sanders. Okay, all right, let's move Deion over to this guy, and he's going to shut him down. Oh, he wants to play on the right side. Deion, move over to the right side. Well, Deion wasn't a guy that played a side. He could play the slot if he wanted to. He could play the outside, left and right. That's what you did with a guy like that. He eliminated the top guy. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Jay, I think I'm going to go out Saturday to the Fort Lauderdale United with the wife, so I will see you there, my friend. Let's see. NorCal says 7 more wins away from payout. So you're saying there's still a chance. Let's hope so. You know, I don't think so. But, hey, man, they won. They've kept it alive. Let's do it. Oscar Rojas is in Melbourne, smashing it. Sam I Am, cheers to Zonka. Yep, that's right. No more undefeated. Go Bills. I don't care. I was going for the Bills last night. I'm not worried about the Dolphins trying to catch the Bills. I'm not doing any of that shit. Protect the legacy. That's it. Keep the Dolphins with their perfect deal. That's the only thing we have to hang our hat on. You know what I'm saying? That and Bitcoin. Alexis Palenzuela in the house. Oscar Rojas. Yeah, let's do it. Let's give a victory cigar, Sean Stanley, to the Miami Dolphins. Let's give a victory cigar to the Florida Panthers. There you go. UM was off. The Heat lost to the Pacers, so they don't get a victory cigar. And Fort Lauderdale United wasn't in action this week, so no victory cigar there. I'm sorry, Inter Miami's not playing. That's right. Right, the craziest payroll in the history of the MLS, and they choke out in the first round. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, no victory cigar for them either. Yeah, no victory cigar. Hey, the Bills beat the Chiefs. So the 72 Dolphins are still the only undefeated team in the history of the NFL. Give them a victory cigar. Now we're talking. I like it. See? That makes sense. Was off this week, so it is what it is. Miles Deep, what's up? Jay Slim, Brian Landis, True Finn Fan, Leslie Mencken, 6193, Nick. Yeah, it is all about the money, man. Frankie Val, all these social media fights. Did not watch a minute. Juan Mendoza, Francesco. Do you think we will handle New England or we will be caught napping looking? Dude, the Dolphins aren't good enough to look forward to anybody. I mean, that would be pathetic. If anybody on the Dolphins thinks that they can overlook any team whatsoever, they can't overlook Piper High, my brother. So they better take New England seriously or they'll lose. Ray Varnicus, Jonnu Smith coming out party makes me think how much we could use Gesicki near the goal line to outjump the opponent. Well, that's if Mike McDaniel actually knows about that. One-Eyed Jack says it was pretty unwatchable, buffered all night. Picture quality was awful. By the way, the women's fight was awesome. Best of the night. I when I turned it on, it was like the last round of it. And I really didn't pay attention, so I wouldn't know. Let's see. John Santos. Josh Dizzy. Nyborg. Didn't watch the fight. The lead-up reminded me of the second Muhammad Ali Sonny Liston fight, but both guys got a payday, so there's that. Okay, Premier Reviewer. That's because our phones and tablets have way better technology with stronger processors and Wi-Fi connectivity, and most smart TVs just don't have the bandwidth that people want, just for people to know. Okay. So the idea is to find a TV with a lot of bandwidth. Is that what we're talking about? Okay. Juan Mendoza, thank you for helping out, sir.
Hey, yes. The only question I would have on that is I've never had an issue streaming any of the NFL games.
Yeah.
And I get it. Not as many people are watching either, but those are live events as well.
Yeah, no. It's crazy. Or maybe it was Netflix. I don't know. Nacho Fins. Which coin just 12 cents now? H-bar, bro. H-bar. Bradley Maddox. Enjoying another win in North Texas. That's right. That's all we can do, Bradley. That's all we can do. I'm not going to sit here and root against the Dolphins. Joseph, marvelous Monday, Big O. Agree. Christian is in the house. Joseph Fontina. People need to stop the hate on Tua. He ain't going nowhere as long as he stays healthy. Yeah, dude, Tua can stay healthy for 15 years. Just stop doing stupid things. That's all. It's pretty simple. Vivinetti is in the house. Lisa Rose in Perfectville. Nyborg. Let's see. Sam I Am. Relentless. Poyer needs to get cut. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Unless his wife is too much to maintain that he needs to keep playing. Well, she's too much as it is. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen Rachel Bush? Jordan Poyer outkicked his coverage, just like the Dolphins overpaid Jordan Poyer. Because whatever they're paying him way too much, more than whatever it is, he deserves $1. And anything else you're paying him over that, you're overpaying him. Jordan Poyer, I'm not exactly sure what Weaver saw in him and whatever, but they thought maybe he had, a year left in the tank. Jordan Poyer's gas tank is absolutely empty. And I agree. Jordan Poyer should be cut. Okay? You just cut a captain at linebacker. This guy's not a captain. This was a fill-in piece. Elijah Campbell, I'd give him a shot, dude. Okay? I've watched that kid for a couple years now, and he's gotten better as a football player, and you're going to have McMorris coming back. Jordan Poyer is a liability. Jordan Poyer looks like Mike Tyson in the ring with Jake Paul. He's old. In fact, since Jordan Poyer can no longer play football, he should take the next fight with Jake Paul. That's exactly what Jake Paul is looking for. Old, over-the-hill athletes They can't do it anymore. Let's go. Jordan Poyer, perfect, dude. I mean, listen, bro, he's got an incredibly hot wife in Rachel Bush. That's where he needs to spend his time. Okay? That's where he needs to spend his time. Because he shouldn't be spending any time playing in the backfield for the Miami Dolphins. Jordan Poyer has been an absolute waste of a signing. At one point or another, the front office and Weaver have to kind of give up on the guy. I'm not sure what Jordan Poyer brings to the table, but he's had 10 games to prove what he is, and he is absolutely done. Okay? That was a waste of a signing. And if you're going to cut long, then why not cut Poyer? It's not like he's doing anything positive. I'd rather have a young guy in there that is, okay, going to make some mistakes because he's young, but instead of an old guy that can't take the right angles, can't make the tackles anymore, well, then what do I need you for, dude? So your depth perception sucks. You can't take the right angles, and I can't count on you to make tackles or cover. What do you bring to the table? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. I have no idea what Jordan Poyer is still doing on this football team. That's what I don't understand. I haven't seen any type of evidence that he is worthy of even a roster spot anymore. And since you should turn the page to the young guys, you don't want, that guy sitting there on the sidelines creating some stank, and his wife will eventually create some stank. So, Jordan Poyer, I agree. There is zero reason for Jordan Poyer to be on a Dolphin roster anymore. Cut his ass now. What else do we have here? The defense is not that bad. It's the stupid plays. Mike shoots himself in the foot all the time with stupid plays. I mean, the defense can do only so much without pass rush, dude. And it's not their fault that the Jalen Phillips one, I blame them a little bit. They mishandled that one. But yeah, without a pass rush, it's so hard. It's just so hard. Big O, would you be shocked if the Dolphins beat the Packers on Thanksgiving? No, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be really happy. I'd be shocked if they run the table. That's what I would be shocked. I would be shocked if they win a playoff game. That's where I would be shocked. That's where that's what I want to see. But individually win one of those games, that's not going to, they have talent. See, here's my problem. Why should I be shocked with the Green Bay game when you should have beat Buffalo? See what I'm saying? You should have won you should have won 4 more games on this schedule. So we should be talking about 8-2 right now. With a great coach, you're 8-2 right now. Why would we be shocked if you beat Green Bay? You might be 8-2 or 7-3 if you play the way you're playing right now from the beginning of the season. It's just, there's a lot of things that go into it. I'm not the guy that picks on the talent on this roster overall. Is it perfect? No, neither is any other roster. Do they hit on every pick? Do they hit on every free agent? Do they hit on every trade? No. But they've hit enough on that this team is pretty good. And it should have 4 more wins on the roster with a real coach. And that's why, no, I would not be shocked if you beat Green Bay. You have enough talent to beat many teams. You should be 8-2 right now. So no, not shocked whatsoever. That's the way I look at it. Let's see. What else do we have here? Jordan Poyer equals brought to you by Centrum Silver and Cricket Wireless. Javrod says, it bothers me that there are some fans of the team that disrespect the 72 season and post it. Whatever, bro. Who cares? I mean, everybody's got an opinion. They don't like it or they're too young or whatever. So I believe it's an opinion. Cut Poyer, sign Xavier Howard to fill in. No, I'm not signing Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard is done, bro. Did you see Mike Tyson? Xavier Howard is done. If one player goes out, Mike cannot adjust to the new player. It's Mike McDaniel is a very frustrating head coach. Frustrating how McDaniel continues to use 5'8" Tyreek Hill for those jump passes in the end zone. It's McDaniel's just not a good coach. That's why the team is 4-6. That's why the team is probably going to, miss the playoffs. I don't expect them to make the playoffs. That's for damn sure. Okay. Let's see. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can use the QR codes there. And you can also make a Bitcoin donation or Ethereum donation also on Venmo. And you can also make a donation on PayPal for those of you out of the country. Ohio John on Venmo. Thank you. Rookie Storm Duck seems to have coaches trust way more than Cam Smith. Have you heard any specifics on Smith's struggles with? Listen, all you got to do, I tell you all the time, right? Don't go by what they say. Go by what they do. Okay? All right? And they don't play the kid. So Cam Smith, that's what it tells me. There's something there between the ears. It's not physical ability. It's somewhere between the ears. And that's why Storm Duck is there, because Storm Duck has the physical tools that Cam Smith has, except Storm Duck has the mentality that Cam Smith doesn't. So something is happening there where they trust one guy and they don't trust the other. And that's how it goes. So if Cam can't turn into something, you better make sure Storm Duck turns into something, because that's how you make up for it. So that's all I can tell you, Ohio John. Now, that doesn't mean that Cam is a bust yet, because it's still too early in his career, but it's not good that he's not catching on, because Storm Duck is coming off the street. He's waddling off the street, and he's making more of an impact. That says all you need to know. Christian DiMartino, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Says all this use of Achane, 122 for 530 yards, 4.3. Wright is 52 for 215 and a 4.1 average. Let this kid run, man. Take some of the pounding off Achane. Keep up the good work. Well, I talked about this yesterday on the show. I worry about the amount of carries that Achane is getting. I do worry about that. So I'm hoping they use Jalen Wright a lot more. Because I've already watched Achane wear down last year. He already got a concussion at the beginning of this season. And then he's getting everything. Yesterday, Achane had 21 touches. Wright 6, Mostert 3. I get it. He's intoxicating. He's awesome. Kid's a player. But you've got to take care of him. So I'm with you. I talked about it in the postgame show. I love that McDaniel's running, but I want you to spread the ball a little bit more. Why did you draft Jalen Wright? And every time he plays, he makes an impact most of the time, pretty much. Now, if you're going to use him with 1 or 2 carries in a game or something, then he'll never get in any kind of rhythm. So you got to find a way to get him 10 touches and then get HN 15 instead. Or 14 or something. But break it up a little bit more because I worry about wearing down HN. And then if you lose HN, then you're down to Wright and Mostert, and now you're in a different situation. Now you've hurt your depth, and you put Mostert more in a position where, he's been fumbling, and that's been an issue. I don't know. What the hell do I know? What the hell do I know? All I know is that the folks at Cutter's Edge Pro, William Quigley and folks, they know how to get it done. And when we talk about Cutter's Edge Pro, well, we talk about the Tri-County area, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, tree trimming and removal, landscape design, outdoor lighting, irrigation, synthetic turf. And if you own dogs like we do, the synthetic turf is the best, the easiest to maintain. And over time, like for 2 years now, I don't have to water the lawn or cut the grass. And here in South Florida, it's like every 11 to 14, 16 days, you're cutting the grass. Because it rains so much, the grass grows here like crazy. So think about all the money that I save over time, either watering the grass on dry times or cutting the grass. So there you go. And it always looks perfect. 2 years out, still looks great. More than 2 years now. It's like we're going almost to 3, and not one blade of grass ever grew through it. So call my friends at Cutter's Edge Pro, William Quigley and the folks. They know how to get it done, and they will do it right. 954-472-0622. All right. Oh, man. What else do we have going on? Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Alan Blanco, column 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Tonight, the Texans and the Cowboys, 8:15. Last night, the Pacers defeated the Heat 119-110, dropping the Heat to 5-7. Tonight, they will take on Philadelphia, 7:30 at the Kaseya Center. Heat are favored by 3. The over and under is 213. Panthers defeat the Jets 5-0. Reinhardt with 3 assists. Barkov with a goal and 2 assists. Bob 27 saves. Tuesday, they take on Winnipeg again, 8 o'clock there. And the best score of the day was the Miami Dolphins defeating the Raiders 34-19. Miami improves to 4-6. 8 teams are ahead of Miami with more than 4 wins. So the Dolphins have some work to do, but hope is still alive as long as they keep winning. They take on the Patriots next week. Sean and I will get you ready for the game starting off at 11 a.m. Dolphins favored by 7.5, the opening line. The over and under is 45.5. Patriots plus 300 on the money line. Dolphins minus 380 to open up the week. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. What do we have here? I believe, and let's see. Sheng Tu Sheng, I like the front office. Okay. JCA, one silver lining was that we stuck with the run the entire game. Well, that's been good for 5 weeks now. 5-6 weeks. they've stuck with the running game. So that's been actually really, really good that they've stuck with the running game for 5 or 6 weeks. So again, that's what I was saying, that what if you started playing like that from day one? Do you save Tua from any kind of, concussions and pain and shit? How much better are you as a team? How many extra wins do you have if you would have done this and committed to the run? It's a little frustrating. So, let's see. What else? Skylar Tipton says, y'all just want to be negative in your venting today, huh? If we lost, I could understand it, but damn, offense is looking great, and this is our response. Yeah, it's been a good adjustment. It's been a good adjustment. Got to play a little better, but it's been a good adjustment. Unless Yoko has a plastic Ono Band reunion tour, no return has been as ugly as Aaron Rodgers. Man, that was awesome. He lost again yesterday. That was fantastic. That was great, dude. And he's only going to get older and crankier for next year. God, that has been a terrible, terrible, terrible signing right there. Finally heading back to South Florida, says Giovanni. Haven't seen the Cats live since I moved and gave up my tickets. Monday versus the Capitals. Can't wait. Nice. Nice. Giovanni in the house. Ben Gordon, we have some of the fastest receivers in the league. Should be simple to create space for them. Well, you need to keep dominating with the run and bring in the safety, and then you can start doing some of that. Tony Martinez says, fun fact, but didn't people say Tua couldn't extend plays? But since he's been back, he's extended the plays for some big plays. Yeah, Tony, people talk a lot of shit about Tua. Tua can do pretty much anything. It's your problem with any player, if you're the coach or you're the GM, okay, is you have to understand who this player is. Okay, so now let's play to his strengths, right? In the history of Derrick Henry's career, he hasn't been necessarily a massive pass catcher. So now we know you need kind of a third down back that you complement Derrick Henry with. A guy that can run, but also we're going to use him in the passing game because we don't use Derrick too much. So we're going to use Derrick, and it's going to be a power running game downhill, and we're going to give Derrick the ball a lot. Okay? That's kind of the way you do things. You understand what talent you have. Okay, we got Mike Gesicki. Okay, this kid can play, but he's more of a receiver. Let's not line him up on the line. Let's get him just off the line. Let's get him in space. Let's get him in motion. Let's free him up. Understand who you have. We have Reggie Bush. Rest in peace. I'm so sorry, Sprawn. I'll have to use you as an example. Okay? All right, we signed Reggie Bush. Great. We're going to make him a running back. No, Tony. And there's where you made your mistake. And by the end of that season, what happened to Reggie Bush? He ran out of gas and his body wore down. Why? Because he's not a running back. He's a pass-catching running back. Okay, so we're going to run a defense where Deion Sanders is going to help in run support. No. So you've got to understand your player. You got Tua. Okay, build a mammoth line in front of him, run the hell out of the ball, use the tight end, and then he'll take care of the rest. He'll hit the receivers because now you've done what you needed. You had to look at the blueprint in Alabama. And that's how he kills you. You just let him do his thing, but you've got to do your thing. Understand he's not Josh Allen. So don't put him to run. Don't put him to start trying to break tackles. And no, you need him to do the same shit that Marino did or that Peyton Manning does or that Drew Brees does or Tom Brady. Protect their ass, run the ball. That's something that Shula failed in. Shula failed to support his player the proper way. Belichick did not. He gave him a defense. He gave him the best offensive line coach in Scarnecchia for years. Dante Scarnecchia was the offensive line coach and known as maybe one of the 3 best offensive line coaches in the history of the game. Was always there for Brady pretty much. The running game was there for Brady. The tight ends were there for Brady. Same thing for Breeze. They gave him a line. They gave him a running game. They gave him a tight end. You know, Peyton, they addressed what they needed with that player. And that's kind of what it is. It's just Tua can be great at what you need him to do and win many championships if you want. But you've got to do your part as a team. And that's why I mentioned earlier, what if Mike McDaniel played like this earlier from the beginning? Where, yeah, you can have the explosive plays, but if you were a running team initially and using your tight end, now you wouldn't have that shell out there so much. Now they put that shell out there until you completely break them down. And it's going to be a lot harder now. Tua has never been the problem. It's the people around him that don't understand how to finish out the job. And so when Mike McDaniel makes Tua play the way he shouldn't, that's going to set him up for failure. Let's see. Achan is Baby Barry. Yeah, I would not go there. But, you know, I don't know if you're old enough or something, but yeah, you may not want to be mentioning that too much, Tony. Okay? Don't go too crazy. Again, yeah. You're the guy that says tank for Cam Ward. You know, the carajo. Achan has nothing to do with Barry Sanders, my brother. Okay? Achan in his dreams cannot be Barry Sanders. All right? Not sure if you really watched Barry Sanders, but there is zero comparisons. All right? Zero. Anyway, what else do we have? Good morning, Big O and Sean. I'm late, but I'm here. You're good, Lenny. Thank you, sir. Poyer is stealing money, Giovanni. Big O, if Greer was smart, he'd extend Calais Campbell ASAP. There's no hurry to do that. They can sign him next year to a 1-year deal. And I'm sure he's not in a hurry to sign anything right now. I think he wants to see how everything ends. I like how Jonnu is being included in the offense. He's a dynamic player, and he should have been featured way earlier. Yeah, I agree. 65% left side says the Arizona tight end McBride did the same thing that Bowers did to us. Yes, and they're both very good. Miami's defense made Bowers look like the reincarnation of Gronk. Yeah, they need better guys to cover the linebacker, the tight ends, and I'm sure they'll seek that next year. Yeah, Bowers is that good. Frankie says, now Tua had issues too when he does not protect himself, so we have to blame him. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Tua, like yesterday, he had a couple throws he was off, and because he's such a great passer, that stands out. For a normal quarterback, it wouldn't. But Frankie's right. Like when he held on to the ball, that's just dumb. You see the traffic all around you, bro, get rid of it already. Don't even try. Now, if you you have a lane like he did a couple of other times that you could get away from the fray, okay, but once you see it all crumbling around you, dude, you got to get rid of the ball. And he has a tendency of playing the hero ball. Frankie's right. When he goes running, make sure you don't run into somebody. Frankie's right. Tua has to also make good decisions on his own. We can't absolve him of bad decisions and then blame everybody else. I'll blame the coaching staff or the front office or whatever if you don't put a line in front of them, if you don't run the ball, if you don't protect them, if you don't use the tight end, those kind of things, I can blame them for that. But when Tua forces a ball somewhere where he's not supposed to, you got to blame Tua for that. When Tua holds on to the ball too long, got to blame Tua for that. When Tua thinks he's a football player and can tackle somebody, we got to blame Tua for that. When Tua thinks he's some kind of football player and wants to take on a tackler, we got to blame Tua for that. So there are crazy instincts that Tua has that we have to blame him for, because he has that thing that he wants to, overcome every situation, and you just can't. So he's right. He's right. Second, he held on to that ball yesterday. You can go check the timeline on Twitter there. Right away, I said, this was dumb, dude. Tua can't do stuff like this. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? All right. Wow. Holy shit. Damn. Okay. Bitcoin was at 89,601 at 8 a.m. today, and it is at 92,300 right now, up 2%. So it is climbing, and we are 1,000 away from the former high. I think we hit 100,000 this week. If not, worst case scenario, for sure, guaranteed 100 grand next week for Bitcoin, guaranteed. Okay. Remember, I told you it would be 100 grand by the end of the year. That's December. I'm telling you now, the pace, guaranteed, if it's not this week, it's next week for sure that Bitcoin hits it. Okay? And Solana is up to 243. I like it. I like it. Chainlink over $15, up 8%. Hedera, 41.8, nearly 42%. It is making its way to 13 cents now. That's amazing, dude. Okay. Hedera was at 4 cents, 4.2. Okay. And right now it's at 12.6. That's impressive, ladies and gentlemen. That's a hell of a move. That's a 3x move right there. I'm loving that, man. Loving that. It's beautiful. Patience. Patience pays off. That's what happens right there. If the Dolphins find a way to make the playoffs but lose in the first round of the playoffs, would you consider the season a failure? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Only way the season is a success, Frankie, is if you win a playoff game. It's about winning, dude. It's about results. And you've already effed up the season as it is. You already pissed me off like Flo did that year where he lost all those games at the beginning and then started winning all the games at the end against the shitty teams. Same thing. This pisses me off. You had opportunities to have a great record right now. You had the team. You had better talent than most of the teams you've lost to. You even legitimately should have beaten Buffalo. And, so yeah. I don't want to see Ever McDaniel again on the sideline, but I know I'm stuck with him next year. I think he's not a good coach. So the only way McDaniel can shut me up is by running the table and winning a playoff game. Not winning a playoff game is the same shit every other coach has done here for 30 years. Most of the coaches that have been here never win playoff games. They're good enough to either be in the mix or just outside the mix, or good enough to just make the playoffs, but lose in the first round. Rarely do we ever go to the second round. That's rare, dude. You know what I'm saying? So you want to impress me? Run the table, win a playoff game. Get in the playoff. Just get in the playoffs and win a playoff game. That's all. That's how you'll impress me. That's how I'll say, okay, McDaniel figured it out. Okay, we got to give him some props here. He dug himself a hole, and like Calais Campbell said in the, we got to dig ourselves out of that hole or whatever that we dug ourselves in. And I was laughing when I heard that. So yeah, I'm glad that they played like that. Nyborg said Barry Sanders put the fear of God into every time the Dolphins put the fear of God in me every time the Dolphins played the Lions. There is no NFL player that gives me that Sanders. No. Level of fear? No. Nobody. Not right now. I mean, Derrick Henry, to a certain extent, Hey, they controlled the running game yesterday of the Ravens. What was the results? It's interesting, huh? It's interesting when that running game can dominate. I was looking at it, because they only chime in when he has a good game. But they don't really understand what really goes on. Steelers beat the Ravens 18-16. The team rushed for 124 yards, but 2 of the rushes for 56 yards. Okay, so the rest of the rushes, 70 yards on 17 carries. So, it wasn't like they were dominating. Derrick Henry went 13 for 65 and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 4 for 46. They didn't allow him to dominate. Interesting. So Lamar Jackson went 16 of 33. 207, a touchdown, an interception. He's such a different quarterback when he can't be a running back. So does that make you a quarterback? Just checking. Anyway. Calais Campbell doesn't show no signs of aging. He might play in his 40s by his by this rate. Maybe, but I don't know if he wants to put his body through that, dude. Chef Jew is in the house. Oh, Lordy. What do we have here? What's going on? All right, what else do we have going on? Daniel Jones benched. So Tommy DeVito is the guy now. 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Another guy that can't pass needs to run in order to be successful. Pretty much. Jalen Waddle has become a massive underachiever. First, when Jalen Waddle was drafted, there was no Tyreek. They needed him badly, and he had a terrific year for the Dolphins. But ever since Tyreek Hill has become a part of the team, Jalen Waddle has happily taken a back seat. And he is not a guy, apparently, there is no diva in Jalen Waddle because, well, he's happy just getting the ball whenever he does. And because he's not getting the ball often, he's not a sharp individual, and he'll have drops because of his inactivity. Doesn't help him. You know what I'm saying? And we're watching a guy that yesterday, Jalen Waddle, let me see, it was very pedestrian stats he had yesterday. 2 for 37. And you're paying this man a lot of money. Everybody likes Jalen Waddle. Okay, you want your daughter to marry Jalen Waddle because he just looks like a phenomenal young man. Maybe he has that Bam Adebayo thing in him that he's too nice. But unfortunately, I can't be nice with Jalen Waddle on this one. And Jalen Waddle needs to step up, dude. Now, Mike McDaniel has to be smarter. And if you're going to call that play in the end zone in the corner to Tyreek, shouldn't be to Tyreek. It should be to Waddle, somebody that can catch with their hands. The way he threw that ball, he was hoping for a cradle catch because that's all Tyreek can do right now. And that corner route, you need a hands catch. But he couldn't fire it in there because it was Tyreek. And that allowed the DB to close and knock the ball down. So that's where you need Waddle. And Waddle needs to demand the ball and want the ball more. But that's not him. So in the process, we're watching a guy who is right now, I accidentally kind of said bust, but it's a massive underachiever right now is what it is. That's what Jalen Waddle has become, a massive underachiever because you're paying him a lot of money. If you're going to pay him this kind of money, it's because he's got to be a badass, dude. And we're not seeing that from Jalen Waddle. We're watching Jonnu Smith become the guy over Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle's stats this season, okay? This is a guy you're paying $30 million or whatever, 20-something. He's got 33 receptions on 47 targets, 404 yards, 12.1 per catch, 12.2 per catch, I'm sorry, and 1 touchdown. 6, 8, 4, and now he's at 1. So he's on pace for 2 touchdowns this year. He barely got over 1,000 yards last year, coming off of the year before when he played like he's supposed to play, 1,356 yards. $75 and 72 catches the last 2 years. He's got 33 right now through 10 games. So he's on pace for less catches, less yards, a worse average per catch, the worst total in touchdowns. And you're paying him the most you've ever paid him. Doesn't make any sense to me. You got a big contract coming up for this young man, and he is not living up to it whatsoever. That to me is an issue. And it's not because he can't play. It's just he's got that Bam Adebayo thing that he's so nice that he's just fine just doing this. And then because of that, he's not sharp. And then you can't count him all the time because he'll have a drop. He'll have a brain fart. It's an odd situation. You're paying him a lot of money and you're not using him the way you're supposed to use him to maximize what you're paying him. There's no reason to pay him this kind of money if you're not going to use him. This becomes the whole Gesicki thing. Well, wait a minute. They guaranteed Gesicki and you're not going to play him at all? Well, wait a minute. You signed Jonnu Smith and he's not going to be used. And all of a sudden, it's a weird dynamic, dude. Weird dynamic. Let's see. What else do we have? Waddle is being paid like a number 1, but he's giving us number 3. Well, I don't even know if he was number 3, bro. we're getting more out of Washington than it. Where is Washington? That's interesting. How far is Washington behind Waddle right now? Now that I think about it, I'll tell you right now. Because Jonnu Smith is probably passing up Waddle already. It's crazy. Really is. Here we go. Receiving. Where are we at here? Here we go. Waddle 404, HN 349, Mostert 105. Washington's only got 45. Not yet, at least. But HN has become the guy. And where is Jonnu Smith? Is 448, dude. He's already past Waddle. I thought he was like catching up. No, he's past Waddle, 448 to 404. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. And by the way, Jonnu Smith's average is 11.5 to Waddle's 12.2. I just think it's not that Waddle can't play. We know he can play. Let's not get crazy now. But he's got that Bam Adebayo thing in him where he's just a nice guy and he's just, all right, you just need me here. Okay, I'll just do this. Oh, you only need me to catch 2 passes? Okay, fine. You need me to catch 10? Okay, I'll do that. Like, he's too nice. But in the process, he has become a massive underachiever. You can't have it that way, man. You can't pay this guy that kind of money, and now all of a sudden he's going to be on the back burner of your offense. Anyway, Jimbo says, Big O, it's a beautiful thing. Among others, I am loving the H bar these past couple of days. Yes, sir. Patience. And as we talked about over the last couple of years, when there are dips, you don't panic. If you believe in something, you buy again and you try to lower your average or build up a bigger reserve of it. So if you believe in it and you think it's going to bounce back like H-Bar has or Chain Link or whatever, anything that I've invested in, I expect it to bounce back. I was telling a friend of mine who was nervous about Bitcoin because it was at 90 and 89 and all that. And I said, dude, this thing's about to pop again to 100 and 100 plus. And you're going to regret buying it now. You're going to go, oh my God, I could have bought it at 89 and 90. I go, this is the time to buy this. And I go, if there happens to be a dip, you buy again and you lower your average. But I was talking to somebody else that, again, he's more of he's what I call the guy that I was talking to at the place I was on Saturday. He's what we call a trader. Okay. He bought into Bitcoin at 70 and he's got to stop sell at 94, 95 or something. And he's going to take his profit. So he's a trader, not an investor. Because an investor is somebody like me that's been at it since 16. And I still add at 88 and 89. So when it went to 93 and it came back down and I saw it found the floor in 88, 89, 90, I said, okay, I'm going to buy a little bit more right here. Because it's going to go past 93 and 95 and it's going to go to 100 and all that. And then there'll be another little dip and I'll buy a little bit more again. That's it. Because I know it's going to keep going up. And I know that I'm not holding it like this guy who just got in at 70 and is going to get out at 95. So he's going to make his money, but he could make a lot more if he actually stayed the course. But he doesn't want to stay the course. I'm staying the course. I'm riding out to 2030. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to ride it out so I can get, right now they are buying billions of it. Richer and smarter and more powerful people than me. So So you should love it, my brother. You should love it because this bounce is going to be absolutely beautiful, Jimbo. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. Horn Dog says, I totally agree with you about Waddle, but this has to do a lot with McDaniel scheming for him. What's Waddle got to play? What's Waddle got to play? I'm with you 100%. I don't blame Waddle. Well, I do blame him a little bit. I'd like for him to be maybe a little bit more of a diva and say, yo, what the hell? I need the ball. You know? Eric says, being late to Bitcoin is like being late to a movie that's only halfway through the coming attractions commercials. Exactly. You get it, Eric. You get it. Can you blame him, Waddle getting paid to chill? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do blame him. I think you want to help your team win. And Josh says, I blame McIdiot. I don't. That's who you blame. Yeah. Washington and Waddle have the exact same numbers of TDs. Well, that is true, Nightware. That is true. Waddle is also content being because he got his money. No, I don't think it's that. I think he'd like to play. I just think he's too nice. So it's not in him to be a dick. You know what I'm saying? Morning, and Sean. Thanks for being the voice of sanity in sports and crypto world asylum. Thank you, Ocala Joe. Appreciate you, sir. What do you think Jasmine can get to when it pumps? By the way, I bought a little more Bitcoin this morning. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Smart man. Smart man. Do I own any blue chips? No, I don't own any stocks, sir. If I did, I would buy MicroStrategy and I would buy what's it called? Nvidia. You know, I would buy like the obvious ones. That's what I would buy. The top 7 and all that. The stock market for me is it doesn't even come close to crypto, man. It's just not even in the same stratosphere. So that's where I'm at. I'm at mostly on crypto. Chainlink, baby, approaching $16 now, up 13%. Hedera is now approaching 60%. It is up 59.4, and it is over 14 cents now. Damn, my Hedera bag is a blowing up. Blowing up. Loving it. Loving it. Hedera, dude. Hedera is killing it. Wow. That is good. It's nice. It's nice to have that pump after you've held strong for a while. Let's see. Matir is a Texas guy. Majestic says, I own both. Good for you, sir. It's good to have the variety. But I would only have, like, if I did, it would only be those kind of stocks that I would get. So I hope Waddle bounces back and has a Hall of Fame career. I have his jersey signed by him. Oh, he'll be fine. You know, eventually they'll change coaches. If the Canes lose to Wake or Syracuse before the season is over, will you still be down on Cristobal? Cristobal still has a ways to go, bro. He has to win, like, something significant. I told you McDaniel has to win a playoff game. Well, then Cristobal has to win the ACC and win a significant playoff game again. Playoff game. Well, you know what? Win a couple playoff games. Yeah, win 1 or 2. That would be good too. You know, ACC championship, winning the playoffs if you get in, all those kind of things. Yes. If not, so far not impressed. I need results. I know he's going to recruit. I know he's a great human being. I know all that stuff, bro. Like I said, when he got here, what he did at Oregon wasn't good enough here. It's not good enough to be at UM. He didn't win enough at Oregon that winning would be enough here for UM fans. I don't know. How many times have I said that, Sean, or over the years, that what Mario Cristobal did at Oregon is not good enough here for the Canes? So think about that. He has to do something that has not been done here. And that's win. Not have a decent regular season. No, dude, win the ACC championship game. Now that there's a playoff, well, then get in the playoffs and start winning there too. I'm not asking you to win the national championship because you don't have that. But I am asking you want to impress me? Win. Your ACC schedule is not enough. I've been pretty clear about that. I've said this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you listen enough, so you should know. I forget. What's your opinion on Polka Dot? I like Polka Dot. I think Gavin and the boys have done a marvelous job building that thing out. And so I'm a Polka Dot guy. I think it'll 10x at least in this run. Just got to have patience, dude. Got to have patience. I have mine in the $3 average. My Polka Dot. Right now, I believe it is approaching $6. So I am getting to 2x. We were at like 10 or 11 or something. I could have easily sold $5.84. So we're approaching $6. We were like at $11, I believe. And we'll get there and past that. So, yeah. I like Polka Dot. I have Polka Dot. I think I've been pretty open about it. That's one of the ones I have. You know, there's a reason why I tell you guys all the time about Bitcoin and Ethereum being the base. And I've now added Solana. I've told you, Solana could be your base. But then when I tell you about altcoins, the other ones, that's why I always tell you put 10, 10, and 10, 10%. Because you cannot look at Polkadot or VeChain or Cardano or a lot of these, you can't look at them like Bitcoin and Ethereum or even Solana. Those are like the big boys. They've separated themselves from the pack. The rest are trying to get there. Now, will they? I believe some will. But this is why I tell you that don't go crazy on all of them because some will fail. And that's why you've also got to diversify yourself and have, if you're going to dabble in those, okay, so I'm going to have some in HBAR and in Cosmos, and I'm going to have in Polkadot, and I'm going to have in VeChain, and I'm going to have in Avalanche, and I'm going to have in Chainlink, and, and so I'm going to have like 20 different altcoins. Do I expect to hit on all 20? Of course not. Do I expect to hit on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana? Yeah. Money in the bank. Money in the bank. Okay. Now, I believe, things like Chainlink is money in the bank and Avalanche is money in the bank. But, that's just me. That's just my opinion. But you got to expect that some of these altcoins are not going to make it. And they're not going to make you 100x. Maybe you only get 5x or 10x or 15 or 20 or 3, but you'll at least make some money. Okay. Now, if any of these that I talked about, do I think they're going to zero? No, not at all. They're too early in the process. Ryan Williams says, you were right about Bitcoin not going lower than 50K after the election. Oh, God, yes. And by the way, we will not see the 70s anymore. That's done too now. Okay? 70s are done. It's over. You will never see the 70s again. And once we get to 100, it'll be, forget about it. The dips will not be that bad anymore because institutional money is taking over. And that foundation is strong as hell. So, music thought. Remember music shows like Later with Jules Holland? Why don't we have something like this anymore? I think we need it. Love Jules Holland. Squeeze, by the way, member of Squeeze, original Squeeze. Keyboardist. What's it called? No, we don't have a Top of the Pops. We don't have a Jules Holland. We don't have a Midnight Special. We don't have a Don Kashner's rock concert. Trying to think of any of those other shows over time. I don't think we have one nowadays. No, not really. No. There just isn't one. It's hard to maybe the logistics of it. I don't know. Maybe the whole thing with record companies or something. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know why we don't have something like that. So we'll see. What else do we have? I got mine at $550, but everything I'm getting for the long term, like decades from now, well, that's what you got to do, bro. What's up, Big O? Checking in from San Jose, California. Thank you, John. Chef Jew says 100 likes, 177. What do we have? Yeah, that's right, bro. Let's go. Let's hit the likes. Hit the likes, please. How do you decide when you take profit? Are you going to see Morrissey? I saw him in Dallas with the wife. Is he coming? I had no idea Morrissey was touring. I had no idea Morrissey was touring. I would definitely see Morrissey. Love to take my daughter to go see Morrissey. She would love to see him. Where the hell do I see the Morrissey tour dates? Let's see. Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn. I was just there. Tomorrow he's in Niagara Falls. Flint, Michigan. I hope he doesn't drink the water. Indianapolis, Waukegan, Illinois, Rochester, Atlantic City, Newark. You bastards, you all get them. That's it. That's all it shows there. So, unfortunately, I'm screwed. I would have to go to one of those dates upcoming. God, I would love. What I would give to just be able to pop on the plane right now and go to Indianapolis and go see him. What is it, November 22nd? That would be 19, 20, 21, 22. That would be Friday. That would be Friday. See? There we go. That would be Friday. That I would do that in a heartbeat. Get on a plane, you know, but you got to have cash for that kind of stuff, dude. But that would be cool. That would be cool. So, who is it? Cactus Rider. You saw him in Dallas. Okay, it's fantastic, fantastic. He didn't come for this tour down here. I did take my daughter and my wife a couple years back to see him, but he hasn't come for this tour. So, we'll see. We'll see. How do I decide to take profit? Well, that's something I can't answer for me or you, because did we buy the product at the same price? Did you buy it cheaper? Did I buy it cheaper? Did you buy more expensive? Did I buy more expensive? You understand? Like, there'll be a couple of people now that'll hear us talking about Hedera, and that I've been talking about Hedera all the way down when it was down to 5 cents. Been talking about it when it was all the way up to 12 cents, and then all the way in between. And now that the real bull run is here and it's going to soar past that, I think it's going to go to $2, right? But that's just me. I'm not a financial advisor. But now somebody's going to hear this and they're going to get in at $12. I remember when Jasmine pumped recently and it went to 4 cents and then it went back down. Remember, I told everybody about Jasmine when it was at 33,000th of a penny and it went to 4 cents. But then it came back down to 2, 1.8, 1.7. A lot of people got in at that time, and they've been kind of buying it because they've told me. They said, I got into Jasmine now. I'm waiting. So now you got to wait for, Jasmine to respond to back to the run where it went to 4 cents, and then it's going to go higher. I expect Jasmine to go somewhere in the teens. 15, 16, 18, 19 cents, 20 cents, 25, something like that. I'm not a financial advisor. We'll see. Okay. So I didn't sell at 4 cents because I think there's more to come. I could have easily taken a ton of profit at 4 cents, but I said, nah, I'm going to hold. So I've waited and let it drop again. And then I'm waiting for the next bounce. And then I'll decide where to go. But I got to see how the pump is going. Like with Hedera, it just started. The Feds are going to use Hedera. I already broke that story with you guys like a year and a half ago when the Feds announced that they were going to use Hedera. Now it came out that Hedera is going to be running, the whole thing for Tesla and everything else. So that's, now people are like getting on the Hedera bandwagon. But I don't know when I'm going to take profits. I can't answer that. I can't answer that for myself, and I certainly can never answer that for you because we're all different. We all have different needs. Let's see. Joseph Ayalo. Thank you. Finally dove into crypto world. Longtime listener with each purchase. I should transfer to my Tangent wallet from crypto.com? No, because then you'll be paying a fee every time. Collect a certain amount, then move it. That way because you got to pay a gas fee every time you move over, and you'll see what the gas fee is. If it's minimal, if it's nothing, like in a Solana move, then I can see, or Hedera or something, because those are really cheap. But if you're moving Ethereum, they're going to charge you quite a bit. If you're moving Bitcoin, they're going to charge you quite. If you're moving Bitcoin, please don't buy it on crypto.com. Buy it on Swan or Cash App because they're free to move. So you can buy it there and move it quickly to your Tangent wallet. Free. That's cool. But if you're moving the other types of coins, see how much they're charging you in the gas fee. If it's minimal, if it's nothing, then yeah, move it. But if you're not moving, if you only have a little bit on it, wait till you have a nice chunk and then move it. Okay? Just don't keep it long term there. That's all. Big O funny how the Bengals, Chase and Higgins, who was hurt, seem to balance out enough catches between them with room for Gesicki this year, and Chase might be the secondary wide receiver behind Higgins. Yeah. Better coach. That's all. Better coach. Polygon I love. I've got a bunch of Polygon Matic. So just waiting for Paul to run also. And it started now, but it's the beauty of the dip of it. It gave you an opportunity to accumulate more. And that's what I love. So I have Polygon too. Like I told you, I'm in like 20 something coins, dude. So I'm into a bunch of them that I like. All right, give me 2 minutes. Throat dry a little bit. Let me give me 2 minutes to rest here, and I will be right back on the Big O Radio Show. So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and there are the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other, and then they bite each other, and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura RDX, $399 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. Let's see. Let's get to a little music, news, entertainment, all kinds of good stuff. We'll go around the NFL too. We'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff going on yesterday in the NFL. Let's start off with musicians. Johnny Christ, bassist for Avenged Sevenfold, born in the state in 1984. Fabulous, the rapper John David Jackson, born in 1977. Who else? Kirk Hammett, guitarist for Metallica, born in 1962. Looking out a dirty old window. Anyway, Kim Wilde, she's the Kids in America. Whoa. She was born 1960. Let's see who else. Also celebrating birthdays. Laura Lynch with the Dixie Chicks, born in 1958 on this date. Who else? Charles Williams, singer with KC and the Sunshine Band. John Parr, born in the state, St. Elmo's Fire, 1954. Let's see. Rudy Sarzo, bassist. Whitesnake, Dio, Quiet Riot, Ozzy Osbourne, all kinds of people. Born in this date in 1950. I think he's part Cuban, I want to say. Rudy Sarzo, maybe. Graham Parker, 1950. And Herman Rarebell from the Scorpions, born in 1949. Who else? Michael Carabello, percussionist with Santana, 1947. And that's it for musicians born on this date. Now let's go with famous folk also celebrating birthdays today. And we start off with Owen Wilson, who is 56 years old today. Chloe Sevigny, the actress, she's 50. Damon Wayans Jr., 42. Mike Epps, comedian, 54. Caleb Williams, quarterback, 23. Makia Cox, actress, 43. Megyn Kelly, 54. David Ortiz, 49. Michael Ward, TV actor, 27. Henry Martin, futbolista, 32. Who else? At least, of some note. That's it. That goes for the famous folk. All right, Sean Stanley. Do you have what's it called? The wrestlers celebrating birthdays today, sir?
There is not one famous wrestler born on November 18th. So those are your birthdays for November 18th, 2024.
Wow. That's happened twice this year, right? I think it is, or 3 times. Wasn't it like Halloween or some shit like that?
Yeah, I believe it's the actual 3rd time, but again, they only put the high-named wrestlers, so I'm sure there's probably somebody in the indies that has a birthday, but nobody high profile.
All right. Let's go with music history, why don't we? Okay. In 78, Billy Joel went to number 1 on the album charts with 52nd Street, his first number 1 record. In 70, Led Zeppelin 3 topped the charts in both America and the UK. In 87, Billy Idol had the number 1 song in the country with Mone Mone, 13 years after Tommy James and the Shondells made the song a hit. In 94, the Rolling Stones became one of the first bands to broadcast one of their concerts over the internet. In 93, Eddie Vedder got arrested in New Orleans for disturbing the peace after a fight broke out in a bar. In 93, Nirvana recorded their MTV Unplugged concert in New York. The show was shot in 1 take, imperfections and all, and aired a month later. In 97, Metallica released Reload, the follow-up to Load, and their final album featuring bassist Jason Newsted. In 2003, Blink-182 put out their self-titled 6th album, which featured an appearance by The Cure's Robert Smith. And in 2017, AC/DC co-founder and rhythm guitarist and backing vocalist Malcolm Young passed away at the age of 64. And that, my friends, is what happened today in music history. All right. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, please. Going around the NFL yesterday, Packers, which they'll play the Dolphins in a few weeks, Thanksgiving Day, Turkey Day. They defeated the Bears 20-19, so Green Bay improves to 7-3. Love was 13 of 17, 261, a touchdown and an interception, 4 rushes, 18 yards, and a touchdown. Christian Watson, dude, 4 receptions, 150 yards. Lions over the Jags, they improved to 9-1. Dan Campbell's got it going on, dude. They defeat the Jags 52-6. Remember, we talked about it with Steve, that the New Jersey, the wise guy, liked the -14 it was or something like that. And I said, I like that, but I also like the over. And it hit the over also, because I thought that the Jags would put up enough points and that the Lions would like wipe them out, and they did. So if you took the Lions -14 and the over, you won big on Friday with our picks. Rams defeated the Pats 28-22. Pats dropped to 3-8. That's good. Colts defeat the Jets 28-27. So the Jets lose, but more importantly, Aaron Rodgers, baby, 22 of 29, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a loss. I love it, dude. That is awesome. Steelers over the Ravens, 18-16. Ravens dropped to 7-4. Pittsburgh is 8-2, bro. 8-2. Kudos to them, man. Chargers, they get by the Bengals, 34. Man, they did everything to choke that thing away. What was it? They were 0-10 in games decided by 3 points in the fourth quarter, all that. So this was the first time they won a close game. So Justin Herbert and the boys pulled it off against Joe Burrow. But, I mean, missing those field goals, Cincinnati should have won that game. Seahawks over the Niners, 20-17. Geno Smith, 221 yards. He did throw an interception. Both teams are 5-5. And then the Bills, they did the Dolphins 72 team a solid by handing the Chiefs their first loss of the year, 30-21. That was pretty good. That was good. I was rooting for the Bills. I'm not worried about Dolphins stuff. I'm not worried about the stupid division, all of that. If the Dolphins were worried about that, they would have taken care of business against the Bills. Then I can get excited. But right now, I'm watching that game last night, and the Dolphins are nowhere near those teams. That's all, because of that coach. That's the sad part, because of that coach. If it wasn't for Mike McDaniel, and you got me a real good coach, this Dolphins team could compete with anybody, pretty much. Kashna and the Midnight Special were awesome back in the day. Yes, they were, Brett. Hello, I'm Don Kashna, and tonight we have a very special guest. Oh, man. Don Kashna's Rock. We lived for that shit. There was no VCR, no beta, none of that shit. We had to, I mean, maybe towards the end of those shows, the beta came out, but most of us, we could not afford a freaking beta in those days. So you had to be right in front of the TV. Night Flight was another one. Was a show that I loved to watch back in the day. Yeah, man. There's a few of those shows that were pretty good to watch. And if the Bengals have a better coach, why do they have a losing record? No, offensively, I'm saying their offensive record. I'm not talking about I'm talking about their offensive coordinator. Just like Lou Maruno, whatever, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator, and we had him here. So, you know. Frankie, you sometimes struggle with the English language, right? Like you struggle to understand the English language. Yesterday, you thought I'm saying that I don't want McDaniel to run the ball more, when I'm saying I want Jalen Wright part of the running game. And now I'm talking about the Bengals offensive coordinator. I don't believe their head coach is the offensive coordinator, correct? Am I missing something here? Maybe I'm wrong in that one. Let me see. Do they have I'm pretty sure they have an offensive coordinator. I will tell you right now if they have an offensive coordinator. Oh, let's see. Yes, Dan Pichter is your offensive coordinator, and Lou Anarumo is the defensive coordinator, former Dolphins coach. So Dan Pichter is a better offensive coordinator than Mike McDaniel because he has the common sense of spreading the ball around, using his receivers and his tight end and his running game. So, yeah. I would say they have a better offensive coordinator than our guy. Our guy has never been an offensive coordinator. So that's the thing. This is the first time he's ever been an offensive coordinator at the same time that he's a head coach. Not a good thing. Yeah. So he goes, no, I did not say yesterday. I said you wanted the Dolphins to run the football. Now you're complaining of overuse of Achane. Exactly. Right. You don't understand that you're overusing Achane, so use more Jalen Wright. You still didn't pick up on it from yesterday. So you're not picking up on what I'm saying. I'm afraid of the overuse of Achane, and he'll end up injured. You struggle with the English language. You struggle to understand people. It's a problem for you. Maybe there's some wax in there or something. I don't know, Frankie. I don't know. You might want to clean out that wax. All right, we're out of here. We thank great. Yes.
No.
Yes?
I was going to say Zach Taylor is the play caller, although there is an OC. Just so.
Okay, so then Zach Taylor is a better play caller than our guy, because at least he knows how to use both receivers, the tight end, and the running back. Our guy just figured out 2.5 years in how to use a running game and a tight end. I don't know how much more remedial you can get with that shit than what Mike McDaniel is. Mike McDaniel is as remedial as it gets as an offensive coordinator. So if it's Zach or what's the other guy's name again? Pitton or whatever the hell the guy's name is, whoever's calling the plays is better than our guy calling plays. In fact, 20 teams out of the league, or 25 of them at least, have a better OC or whoever it is calling plays better than the guy we have calling plays. Our guy adjusts to the team a year later. Our guy takes 2.5 years to learn how to use the running game and the tight end. Woo! Talk about being slow. Okay? Mike McDaniel makes snails look fast. See you tomorrow.
This is the Big O Show.